Welcome to Larry's Library. This time I am reviewing Universal Monsters Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, the hardcover. This is a nice, deluxe, oversized hardcover from Image and also from Robert Kirkman's Skybound imprint. The manufacturer's suggested retail on this one is $24.99. But as I like to say, don't be a chump. Don't pay that. Why are you going to do that? Don't pay that. Get it from a good discounter like my favorite, InStockTrades.com, where right now, is at the time of shooting, you can get it for like $14.49. Yeah, so do it like that. Don't pay 25 bucks. But even if you did, this book is worth it. Spoiler. This is 112 pages. This one collects the 4-issue miniseries of the same name. The miniseries came out 2024, so it's kind of a skinny boy, but it's a good one. This is written by Dan Waters and Ram V. And the art, the fabulous art, is by Matthew Roberts. I don't think I'd ever experienced this guy's art before, but love it. Instant fan I am of Matthew Roberts after reading this one. So this is a very quick read. It's a pretty short story. Wish it was longer. That might be my only flaw with this. And on the back, let me preface this. Unlike the Dracula story in this series of the Universal Monsters adaptations, this one actually tells where this sits in continuity with the films. Whereas in the Dracula book, that was one of my things about it when I reviewed it. It's just kind of an imperfect book because it's just sort of scattershot elements it took from the book versus the movie. And yeah, I had a few issues with that book. I loved it. I did like it a lot. I didn't love it as much as everyone else in the community seems to have loved it. But you can check out my review of that. I'll link it up above if you haven't seen that one already. But anyway, unlike that one, on the back of this book, it actually tells you right away that this is years after the original film. So I take it to mean that you just kind of ignore the Creature from the Black Lagoon sequels and look at this as events that transpired maybe parallel to the two sequels, or just, I don't know. I got to confess, I haven't watched the two sequels yet. Now, I may have seen them before when I was, very young and have forgotten them. And in fact, I had forgotten most of the plot and elements of the first film, so I did rent it on Amazon for $3.99. The 1955 film.
Not since the beginning of time has man known such terror.
No. Ah!
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
They have a nice, cleaned up, crisp 4K copy of it you can rent there, and that's what I did. So I did make sure to watch the movie before I did this review. I'd already read this book, but then I went and watched the movie. And one of the main characters in this, Dr. Thompson, in the comic book, he references that he got those scars. He has like claw marks down his front of his face. That he got those claw marks from the creature years ago, an unspecified amount of years, but years ago, and he's been trying to find him ever since to prove to the world that it exists and that that's where his scar came from. So that sets up motivations for that character, and to my delight, Dr. Thompson is in the original 1955 film. He's not really one of the main characters, but he's there, and they call him Dr. Thompson. So, and he does indeed get scratched down the front of his face. So I thought that was pretty cool that they included some continuity from the old movie. They didn't have to, but they did, and I appreciated that. So Dr. Thompson's motivations, but he's not really the main character. The main character is this woman that is tracking a serial killer, a regular human serial killer. As far as we know, that he had tried to kill her an unspecified amount of years previous again, but his MO was he likes to take women and hold them down and drown them. And he tried to drown her, and she managed to get away before she died. But in the time she spent under the water gave her some brain damage. And so she has these sort of spells, she has these attacks intermittently where she gets awesome migraines, and I think she blacks out sometimes, and she has to throw up and that sort of thing. And so it's bad. So this is permanently altered her life. And so she's tracking this guy, and She seems to have retained all of her intelligence because she does a better job tracking this serial killer than the cops have, because the case went cold. There were no more murders, so, they never found him. She tracks him all the way to the Amazon. Yeah, the Amazon where the Black Lagoon is, where this creature lives. And I'm not going to spoil the twist there and how it turns out and what this serial killer has to do with our creature from the Black Lagoon. I thought it was a pretty marvelous, ingenious plot device that sets up motivation for the two main characters and ties it all together by the end. Some of the reviews for this book were less than perfect, they didn't get great reviews by a lot of people, and I was baffled by that. I thought the art is awesome. Look at this incredible art. Great, great stuff. And I love this story. I love the ending. I love the whole thing. I wish it'd been 8 or 10 issues. I would have taken more from this team and more of the creature from the Black Lagoon. I love this one. This is 9 out of 10 for me. Look at this art. Look at this gorgeous art. One of my favorite pages. It's probably already scrolled now, but I'll bring it back again. Check this out. Look at the coloring and the composition here of the water and the cabin she's living in and the lagoon, the jungle. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, this is some great stuff. Highly recommended. I thought this was better than, dare I say it, I thought this was better than the Dracula mini. I really did. And I liked it, but I loved this one. So this is highly recommended by me. This was short and sweet, but man, this is a good one. Pick this up. 9 out of 10. I think it could have been a little longer, and it would have got a 10 out of 10 for me. But yeah, this is good stuff. If you like these goofy monster tropes like this one has a fun little spin to it with some great characters and a great plot. Highly recommended. But that's about all I got for this one. Hope you enjoyed taking a quick look at it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel. Helps keep me motivated to keep going. And I will catch you next time.